Cracked white, purple to brown, now black tied tight. Didn't know he changed his life that night. Thunder hit, lights went dead. Next thing he knows, he ain't the same in his head. Heartbeat singing to a rhythm instead. Every move got a melody thread. Now he hears the tempo in a takedown clash. Every grip got a bass line.
All right. Welcome to the TwinJitsu Podcast. Honestly, are we episode 9 or 10?
No idea.
No clue. I'm Justin Wohler, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Next to me is my lovely twin brother,
Chris Wohler.
And then over here we got...
I'm Justin Claphan.
We're going to have two Justins on the podcast. We're going to have to fight for the name. Justin is also a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a coach at Triangle Academy, which is down the street from our Franklin school. And we've kind of become friends over the past couple years through running into you at like the Y and then training together and stuff. And you have a really cool story. You're a fun dude. You've already laughed, so people will get used to your infectious laugh. But yeah, for various reasons, I wanted to have you on the podcast. So your laugh is honestly one of them.
Yeah, you just gotta. Yeah,
it's just laugh though. We need to have you like laugh track for us.
There's just no answers to the questions.
Yeah,
just laughing.
So let's talk about your jiu-jitsu journey a little bit. When did you start training jiu-jitsu?
I started training jiu-jitsu in 2014, and once I got my blue belt, I started coaching kids. Now, I got my blue belt within, I think it was 7 months of training. I got obsessed with...
He was the same way, actually.
Yeah, we have a very similar story.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got obsessed with it, and then I got asked shortly after to start coaching kids. And that's kind of been the whole thing for the last 12 years. You know, now, like, it's been almost 11 and a half as coaching. So.
That's awesome. What got you into jiu-jitsu in the first place? Like, what made you go try a class?
So I used to be in a heavy metal band, and...
Pantera, that was the name, right? Oh. Pantera.
Those are our cousins.
Panera.
Yeah. But in our old metal band, the lead singer asked me if I'd ever tried jiu-jitsu, and I didn't even understand what he said at the time. I was like, "What did you just say?" What
I'm a Christian.
You were from Ohio, Ohio, so that makes sense. Do you what now?
Yeah, and so I was talking to him about it, and I went to go try my first class at the Triangle Club in Lime, Ohio.
Yeah, that's funny. So it's called hilarious. The Triangle Club.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
was it run by Ray Clayfield?
That'd be hilarious. Ray meet Clay.
Like, what is happening? But I went in there, and that was ran by Professor Jeremy Harris, and he had a belief that, like, right on the first day, just you do the technique and you spar. And I'll never forget, I was 25 at the time, and one of the first, I think my first role was with an orange belt kid who was, I believe, 13 at the time. And I remember as soon as like the timer was going, I was like, oh, I better be nice to this kid, because I'm a full grown man and I don't want to use all my strength, you know?
Yeah.
And he beat the dog out of me. I think I tapped probably about 20 times in 5 minutes. And after that, while I was leaving the gym, driving home, I was like talking to myself and I'm like, I am not a man. I am not a man.
Yeah. I had a
We've all had
similar,
that experience.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't my first class, but like within the first month or two, I got beat by the purple belt coach at the time, who was like 50 to 60 pounds lighter than me, and just like I was astonished at what he could do to me. Like I couldn't do anything. I felt like I was a baby. And then his girlfriend, we did specific training from the back, and she just kept choking me over and over. And I was like, what's happening right now? But it made me fall in love with jiu-jitsu.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah. Cool. So I know, what belt were you when you moved here? A brown belt?
I was a brown belt.
And you moved here for music, right?
Yes. I won a $15,000 scholarship to go to Dark Horse Institute. Thank you, God. And, long story short, my wife was sick in the hospital. And right around that time is when she was in the hospital for 8 days. And on the 4th day, she kicked me out. She was like, when she, like the first 3 days, she was not functional at all. And on the 4th day, when she finally opened up and saw me, I had not showered for, the whole time. And she looks at me and she goes, I'll say it in kinder words.
You can cuss.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
She looks at me, she goes, you fucking stink.
Yeah.
And she goes, and don't you have to be somewhere? And I was like, man, like, she just came from 3 days of being in like a living hell, this sickness. And she goes, you gotta be somewhere. And she pushed me out of the hospital. Well, I showered first. But I went to Gear Fest, which is a thing that's ran by Sweetwater, which is a music company, if nobody knows that, but they're a big music company. And I ended up entering into this drawing because my friend was like, Justin, you should put your name in there. And the drawing box was literally almost as big as this table and like this tall and like wide, right? And there was just entries on entries. And he said, put your name in there. And so I was like, all right, like I didn't think anything of it. He just convinced me, he was like, I think it'll do you good. And then I think it was the same day that they released her from the hospital, I got the phone call that my name was drawn and I won the first place scholarship.
See, I knew you got a scholarship, but I didn't know it was a drawing. I figured it was like a submission, like...
You were already doing music, though, right? Well, the metal band, but were you making hip-hop beats and stuff like that yet?
I've always made hip-hop beats, but never like it's always been something for me just to do. But that was right around the time when I almost gave up on music because we had disbanded almost a year at that point. And I literally felt like, man, it's weird. It just felt like such a low point in life. Like my wife is in, I rush her to the emergency room and I don't have the band anymore. And I mean, obviously, and that at that point, the wife is everything health wise, but like the background stuff was like the band had disbanded. I still had jiu-jitsu, but like was feeling discouraged. Like music's kind of always been that like the yin to the yang. And then when she got up and pushed me out to go there, it was weird.
Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
crazy. It's a good story.
Yeah.
What was the event you went to again? What was it called?
So it's called Gear Fest.
Put on by who?
Sweetwater.
Chris, isn't that the water you drink?
Yeah, Sweetwater.
Hey,
They're a
shout out
sponsor. I thought Sweetwater was a beer company for some reason.
I think
There is a Sweetwater, but I'm sure it's a different company.
Yeah. the Sweetwater music places in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and it's really cool because like that time that I went, there was like probably about 40,000 musicians, and it's like from like my inspirations or heroes, you know, whatever you want to call them, to everybody that's just jamming. Like everybody just mingles, you know.
That's cool.
I had something.
What? Let's talk about music because I was talking to Chris about this last week, but it was prying teeth to get any sort of answer. What sort of like parallels do you see between doing jiu-jitsu and making music or making hip hop beats or metal? Like what? Like obviously, I know you've like something cool you guys do at Triangles. Like you've played guitar during open mats and stuff, but like as far as like the skills or like the flow state, like what sort of similarities do you see?
I feel that like with music being like mathematical, I feel it's kind of the same way in jiu-jitsu where like if you're just in that rhythm, the techniques will, you know, work better rather than being out of rhythm. But also I think it helps to I would just say like how, like if I think of a song right now, I can literally see Pro Tools and see like all the audio waves, and maybe that's not normal. I think that's from a true call.
Can you taste them too? I do have a little bit of the synthenasia or whatever. I swear, like there's certain sounds or textures like that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing.
It's like, you know, like how I'm saying I can visualize that, right? It's the same thing in jiu-jitsu, taking it back to like an older story. I used to train under a phenomenal black belt, and his name is Professor Anthony Kreitz. And every time I would watch him roll, he would either just be watching others, like he would never be looking at the person he's beating up. He would just be literally watching the room, or even sometimes just have his eyes shut. And and this correlates to the music. I was talking to my wife about it. I was like, that is crazy. Like it looks like he's not using any effort right now. And she was like, he sees it from a bird's eye view. His body's there, but he's sitting up top and looking down and just feeling everything. And then I started trying that, and I noticed I would start singing while I'm rolling. And what I started feeling, which, I mean, we all do jiu-jitsu, so this don't sound crazy, but like, I'm now, like, while I roll, I'm, like, monitoring, like, you know, if you feel their heart beating, like heart rate, breath control, everything. It's all part of that same rhythm, like music. And once you feel that, I feel like obviously no match is ever really easy, but it gets easier.
Yeah, that's just another layer of jiu-jitsu. Like, especially like when you're talking about the heartbeat stuff, like, yeah, when you're in side control, you hear their heart pounding or whatever. Or maybe even sometimes I'm in a bad position, but I can hear their breath or their heart. I'm like, they're going to gas. I just have to calm down, stay calm for a little bit.
When I'm in side control, I'll put my ear on one side and I'll say, deep breath for me. Now this side. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but one pressure thing that I learned, not from being taught, but from it being done to me by Professor Reggie, who's just one of the heaviest dudes you'll ever roll with. And he's a big dude, but like, yeah, just his pressure is unreal, is letting them breathe in and giving them some space. And then as they breathe out, sink that pressure in. And then it starts to feel like an anaconda, like it's terrible. That's like another, like, I feel like once you start doing that stuff, you're like, I don't know, that's like the top layer, or maybe even the bottom layer of like combat.
Yeah.
I hear layers and I get hungry.
I know, me too. But I do also think about a lot with rhythm of like setting the pace of the match, whether you're even a guard player or especially passing. When I'm passing, I feel like I'm dancing.
Yes.
And the guard is my dancing partner, and I'm trying to get past the guard, you know? And I do think musical people, creative people tend to latch on to jiu-jitsu. And once you can start connecting like those sort of things, I feel like it takes you to a different level.
I've noticed, and I'm sure Justin can attest to this, but you have a lot of fun in training. Like you have fun.
Oh, yeah.
Where does that come from, do you think?
Oddly enough, I think it stems from music. Just sharing the two, like how they bond. So I used to play lead guitar in the band, and what really I don't compete anymore in jiu-jitsu. And it actually is something that like bled over from music. And as we started to kind of grow the band and start opening for major label acts, I noticed that my love of like writing and creating was kind of like diminishing over trying to impress others. And so every show that we were doing internally, I started noticing it's like I'm still having fun doing this, but like, and I'm not trying to throw any shade. I'm just saying like, I feel like every band should enjoy the other band's music rather than it becoming a contest of like, I can play guitar faster than you, or our music is better than yours because we play 5 beats per minute faster, right? And I started letting that get into my head. I'm like, oh, I've got to shred faster. I got to make better rhythms. And then, you know, I started noticing like I don't enjoy the stage as much because I'm too focused on like my performance rather than when I would just play and just shred and be like, this is fun.
Don't do that at sitting at a table again.
What?
Shred?
Why?
Do it again. Yeah, well, I mean, the camera's only picking up one time.
Oh, God. But
Yeah, I didn't go probably as deep into the music stuff as you did, but I was trying to, you know, do the whole laptop DJ thing in the mid 2010. And that destroyed it for me, the comparison thing where like other guys would be on stage and I'd be like, oh, they're not even playing their own music, or oh, they're whatever. Like,
Well,
just-
you also struggled because you were trying to be a laptop DJ, but you'd only bring a desktop.
yeah, that's true. I'd have to lots
Give
of
me a
cables.
second, I gotta set this thing up.
It's a Hewlett Packard.
Is there a power supply?
I'm running Windows 95.
And I actually remember a specific show. It was like one of my last shows. It didn't go well. I was in my own head like way too much, but the headliner was there. We were all setting up our stuff and sound checking, which is ironic being a laptop DJ. It's like, is it plugged in? We're good. Yeah. Yeah.
Check.
And I was kind of like just being snooty and saying like something about like, oh, no, I wasn't being snooty, but I was kind of opening up and be like, I feel weird about playing other people's music. Like, I feel like I should only play mine. And the guy was like, people aren't here to listen to your music. They're here to have a good time. So play stuff that makes them have a good time, you know? And that's kind of similar to like, it's just like, yeah, like my own ego got in the way of comparing myself to these other people or whatever, as instead of being in the moment and like looking at the crowd and just playing stuff that they would dance to and have fun, you know?
Yeah.
And even for jiu-jitsu, like when I was competing, this same thing happened where I wouldn't perform how I should have, and I blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it just killed it for me.
I struggle personally, I feel, with, I'll share a story at Purple Belt I competed, and I have always looked at it as a martial artist, I guess, as like that respect and discipline of like knowing like whatever this guy's got going on outside of here, he's got a life going on, right? And so I don't go out there, which I respect this, to each their own, but just saying for me personally, I don't have that like I need to kill this person attitude. And it kind of goes back to what you were asking, Chris, like because the last tournament that I did was a purple belt, and this guy I tapped 3 times, and the ref wasn't paying enough attention to stop it. And I tapped loud enough. This guy was purposely trying to break my right arm. And I ended up after the 3rd time tapping from this Americana, I decided, because he like mangled my arm. I thought stuff was broke. Luckily, God bless, it wasn't. But I ended up going off the mat, putting my arm, like slung it into my belt, and did the next match one-armed.
Oh, nice.
And I remember in that match, I was like, why am I even doing this? I'm not smiling right now like normal. I'm not laughing like I normally do. This isn't for me. And I realized, hey, like, man, when it comes to my family and friends, I can unlock that switch too. But when I'm going out just to compete for a medal, I'm not going to flip that switch, and that it really ties back to with music too, where it was like, even if I don't want to like, man, to any competitor listening, great for you, but just saying from my own perspective, like, I just realized even if I won gold, silver, bronze, it doesn't do anything for me. For me, the fun comes from being on the mats and getting to spend time with people like this. Like, look at this. Like, we're hanging out. Well, we met at the Y.
Well, you made us pay you.
I wish we could.
There was no financial payment here, but other than just friendship, But like, I like being in that happy state, where it's like everybody in the room is enjoying what they're doing, and we trust each other enough. And dude, you could be strangling the living shit out of me, and you guys have probably heard it. I'm just laughing,
Right.
No,
it's been nice to meet you and train with you and see that, I guess that side of it, right? Because especially like, and I'm sure you've felt this a little bit, but like as a black belt, as a coach and instructor, like you kind of have to take the training. At least it feels like there's a responsibility to do well in training.
Yes.
And like, stuff like that. But like you're saying, it kind of takes away the fun, and it almost takes away the collaboration of like a training session, right? Like, in order to have a productive training session, it's kind of got to have a little give and take. And you can only do that with people you trust and have fun with. And
for me, it's like
training for competition is a little different.
Yes.
But that's a very small percentage of who trains jiu-jitsu.
Like, just saying on like the Tuesday nights, right? Coach Clay has me on there as, running the room on Tuesday night. And so I definitely, have that kind of like, there's that like border of like seriousness and fun, because I understand it, right? Like, I can't be a complete goofball, but there's still, for me, it's like I have always had it in my mind, regardless of what I'm doing in life. I think I figured this out as I got older. It was like, if I'm not having fun, I'm done. Like, I'm gone. And that feeling of the fun has always been in jiu-jitsu, in shredding on guitar. And-
So let me ask you this, because Triangle is obviously known. They're a pedagogue school known for a lot of competitors, hard training, like, and this isn't, I'm not trying to say anything knocking Triangle. It's just, I feel like the way you train and stuff is like a stark contrast than maybe the perception of like pedagogue and Triangle. And like, do you feel like what you bring to the room adds to that? Like, because you add fun and like a lot of them are serious and competitive and stuff, or like, has there been any struggles with not being a competitor and that? Do you kind of understand what I'm saying?
So right from the start, Coach Clay and Coach Heath, they've always supported me, and I'm grateful for that. Like, because I understand I have a different outlook, but they've always been very 100% about it. Like, if you don't want to compete, like, you don't have to. You've done it. It's not like I just joined there and just started and
Right.
had no clue. It's more like, hey, you've been doing it long enough. You know what you want. And I think for us at the gym, I think it's been a great like yin and yang, in the sense of like Clay really inspires me to just be better every day, right? And I can still be the goofball, but it kind of, I guess I would say, like, transcends over in the sense of like eating cleaner, lifting more, like pushing the pace a little bit, not just always being my goofy snail self.
Sloth.
But I think, I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I've definitely heard too that like it's a nice contrast.
Yeah.
It has to be. Yeah, I mean, it's like any school, take Triangle out of the picture. It's like if it's a serious competitive school, they're gonna have if there's not the guy that's making you smile on a daily basis, then people wouldn't train there, right? So, and again, I'm taking Triangle out of it. It's just like, yeah, you're a good person to have at a gym. I think. Yeah, although not totally comparing him, but like Apollo's kind of that way for us. He's like always so positive and it's very nice to have.
Man, basically.
Yeah,
Apollo's a great guy.
Yeah.
Hype man.
Yeah, it's important to have.
So let's talk about coaching. You started coaching kids and then I'm sure eventually adults. Do you have a preference on?
Love the kids. I would say probably, preferably, man, that's a hard question.
Kids are more challenging.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
I definitely feel like, the adults is a little bit more, to me, it's like, okay, I can be my full self. Whereas kids,
you kind of have to be a character of yourself.
yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously I understand that, like it's like you don't want to leave them with any bad influence. But I guess just speaking on it in a whole, like I just literally got thrown into coaching kids. There was no instruction, there was nothing. And I had a lot of challenging times that first year. And I'd go home and tell Christy, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm not getting through to them. I don't have any kids. So it's like, and nobody gave, like, there's no instruction manual that says this is how you should teach a kid, right? And the problem for me is I was raised not like completely like stern, but pretty stern, which is probably where now as I've transcended to adulthood, like where I've kind of dropped that and been more goofy and funny, but it definitely bled over into the kids where it was like, man, I feel like, am I being too harsh? Whereas with an adult, you can just like say, hey, Chris, like probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like that is the hardest part, but now, with 11 and a half years of doing it, I've kind of, through the help of a lot of people and a lot of coaches, it's helped me dial that like serious Asian strictness.
Yeah. You got to find the blend, right?
Yes.
But I do, and I'm sure Triangle does, and we do. We run a pretty tight ship, you know. Like if kids, I mean, number one, if they're not following a rule, there's going to be a punishment for it.
Yes.
You know, first a warning, then punishment. But we still have a lot of fun with the kids, and we can still joke around. But we do. You got to find the blend, and I think, you know, number one, parents want a exterior like authority figure in the kid's life because they can't do it all the time. So just from what I've learned is like you got to find the blend, but parents want that sternness, you know, at least from what I've experienced.
Do you have any, like, and it doesn't have to be kids, it could be adults, like any coaching revelations that you've had like in recent years or throughout the years, like something that's really helped you that you've noticed? Anything off the top of the cowboy hat?
Yeah. Thank you, partner. I think one of the best things I was ever told, can't remember which parent it was, but this was years ago, was if you want to impact the kids, you should influence them by being like a superhero. And I didn't understand that at the moment, but it started kind of planting that seed. And
okay, I got to learn how to fly.
I got to learn how to walk through walls. But from what I took of it was like, if this kid doesn't see you as like a motivational, like how they outlook like Superman or Batman or anything. It's like if they don't see you like that, they're not gonna listen as well. Now, the kids that I had starting with, they, and hopefully I'm putting this in the right way, a vast share of them were special needs. So
in Ohio?
Yes. And so to me, having no training, that made it even tougher. Like I'll give an example of one kid. One kid had, I don't even fully understand it, Asperger's, but it was something else blended with that to where you couldn't even touch him. Like if you grabbed his gi, he would start screaming. And my thought at blue belt, not knowing anything, was like, how do you teach somebody jiu-jitsu when you can't touch them? And the pressure that came from that was his mom would always sit in and watch. And, with me not having any formal training, I'm looking, and it's like, man, like, I guess just saying as a coach too, like, the external thought of like what's going on in the parent's mind, I've had to learn to like
shut it down
because that can eat at you as a coach.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I'm sitting there trying to teach a kid that I literally can't grab. And every time I'd grab him, he'd freak out or he'd cry.
What about other kids? Like if they touched his gi, he would freak out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like you have a kid that literally can't be touched.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, this is a while ago, but I just started doing little like sensory things with him.
Mm-hmm.
And after about a month and something, I was able to actually throw him, and I threw him and he hits the ground and he's laughing like how I normally laugh in a match. And I'll never forget, I look over because I'm like, oh my God, like I'm going to be in trouble. I don't know what's, like I know he's laughing, but I don't know how mom's going to take this. And his mom is crying because I got through somehow through all the stuff he's got going on. And that moment really impacted me as a coach. The other, I guess, thing that kind of inspired me with kids, sorry, I don't know if I'm derailing or not from the original question, but just saying Christmas time, at that point, I had felt like such a failure. I've always been even though I'm goofy and like, really happy internally, I'm very hard on myself and I take the like smallest things too seriously. That's always been like a downfall. But like, man, before Christmas, I was talking to my wife, I'm like, I don't even know why I do this. Like, I don't think these kids like me at all, nothing. And then I went in to go coach and they handed me Christmas cards.
Yeah.
And man, I'll never forget, like, I remember just grabbing the Christmas card and like
shaking it to see if there was money in it. It feels like a gift card.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
I don't even open them anymore. I just trash. No card, trash.
No, I just remember being like, it like, hit the fingertips. And I'm like, man, I've actually like left a mark on these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
And
phrase that a little differently. I'm just kidding.
Are you hitting these kids?
Yeah.
I've inspired these
There you
kids.
go. There you go.
Yeah, don't clip that out of context.
Clip it.
But I remember going home, and man, I'm not ashamed to say any of this. I remember going home and putting them up on the fridge, and I was looking at them, and I was crying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not quitting. Like, I will always have music in my life, and it's somehow always come back into my life. But this is also something I feel I need to be a part of. And so I just stuck with it through the.
Have you seen like any of those kids like have you seen them, whether it's through social media or any of the kids since you were a blue belt?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's.
How old are they now? Like,
oh man, one kid.
college
one kid literally just graduated college and is like living the adult life. And
does
then
he train jiu-jitsu still? Or?
He doesn't anymore. I talked to his dad still, and I think he wants to get back to it, but like figuring out that all the chaos of, graduating and getting situated into adulthood. But it just, man, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I'm old.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've had quite a few kids throughout the years because we both started helping out with the kids' classes when we were blue belts, and
too early, zero, same thing.
Same
no,
thing.
no
Experience.
help. No one told us how to do it.
Wow.
It was tough.
Really, even once we were black belts and we started teaching again
Kind of had to teach ourselves.
Yeah, Gracie Baja provides things, and they've just updated some of it. I would say some of it was outdated, but we would just pull from it, but I feel like it was 2 or 3 years of like us using the mats as like a lab and figuring out what, and it's still, it's ongoing. I'm learning new techniques of how to engage the class and all that stuff
Yeah.
all the time.
That's
You
what
just
I-
have to treat it like your jujitsu. Like, how do I get better at this? Each day is like an opportunity to learn from it. And
That's what I was just about to ask you guys was like, do you feel like every day you're still learning something?
For sure.
whether it's business related or teaching or
I do think there's
Actual
now at
jiu-jitsu.
this point there's a level of like competency. Competency? Is
you
that
got
the
to
right word?
spell it.
Yes.
Spell it for me.
Where it's like we can rely on the skills that we've built,
Yeah.
but we just started experimenting with some new stuff in the classes, like, and it kind of feels like I'm starting over, because I have all these scripts for everything that we teach to where it's like dialed in and like I can keep the class engaged. But now with this new style, it's like we're rewriting the script,
Mhm.
So it's been challenging.
But we're seeing a lot of results.
Yeah,
That's cool.
We're doing a lot more. I hate calling it games because I think it gives it the wrong, especially people who don't know jiu-jitsu, it gives it the wrong
impressive.
description, not impression, but like very specific training. We with the kids, we turn it into a game where it's like when we do like turtle stuff, it'll be like, all right, we're doing ninja turtle battle. Like we turn it into a fun little thing, but all it is very specific training.
It's all the CLA stuff, like the game-based training where
we're seeing a lot of good results. from
especially
it.
with the younger kids, it just keeps them engaged more.
Yeah.
They struggle
we
with step-by-step instructions.
Which is how we've
sometimes.
taught for so long, which the older kids do great with step
Yeah.
by step. But the young 6, 5, even 7-year-olds, it's like instead of giving them step by step, you give them a goal and you start them in a specific position. All right, your goal is to get to the back. The other kid's goal is to take you down with a double leg to set up a sprawl situation.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Yeah, but I agree. It's been a little relearning and but that's the fun part. It's the same thing in jiu-jitsu. Is like if you're feeling burnt out, it's like do something you don't normally do. Try to get better at it. Like work on octopus guard or whatever. And it's going to feel like sometimes a step back before it feels like a few steps forward,
Yeah.
Well, do you have any other questions
Where are
for
we at?
45?
45.
What's your goal, right? Like, do you have a goal right now within jiu-jitsu or like a few years from now? What do you want to do?
My goal is to, this is going to sound so silly. I want to get my coral belt.
Sweet. I love that.
It's already in my roadmap in my head. Like I'll be 68 years old.
So what about before then? Any other goals? Maybe a little more short term. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you want to own your own school one day?
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely want to. I'm really enjoying the ride right now. It's been a huge blessing. And it's weird because like my goals right now, short term, have I've been saying, like there's always like music or something else going on. I've never been one to just latch on to one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like my short term goals right now, I just finished my book.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
My
you. That's
editor, she did a phenomenal job with it. All the editing is finished,
Cool.
and I have a call to do next week with the graphic designer,
Sweet.
and he's also going to help me run it. Like he's going to run me through all the publishing stuff because I have no idea.
You're going to self-publish on through Amazon or something?
I'm thinking so because it seems, and I could be completely wrong. And if anybody's listening and knows better, please help me. I don't know if I want to go the normal publishing route where I have to like ship books to people or whatever, because like I feel like I'll be overloaded, and I feel like Amazon is easy in the sense of just here's the link, this is where you can get it, and so that's one focus right now. I really am looking forward to get my book out.
And what's your book? Just a quick about, like, what is it about? Or what genre is it?
It's a romance novel based in the
Yeah.
jungle,
Have
right?
you ever watched The Notebook?
Isn't it called Heated Rivalries?
Yeah.
Rivalries IBJJF Worlds. Heated Rivalries ADCC.
Have you ever watched Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God! Can I say that on
watching,
here?
Yeah, we're watching it after this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's at
no.
the after party.
So it's, I guess you would call it a memoir. There's 8 different chapters in it. The main chapter, for any of the people watching that don't know, I was struck by lightning, and I talk about it in there, what my near-death experience was like, and jiu-jitsu helped tremendously, like after all that happened, with balance and coordination and everything. So that's a huge blessing.
You have that story somewhere on YouTube, right?
Yes, in the
Where
book.
can people? Oh, okay.
Yep, in the book, there's a QR code that you literally just
Oh, that's
scan,
smart.
and it pulls you right into the video. And the video, man, what a weird series of events. We were getting ready to jam. There's a horrible thunderstorm out, like bad, and we talked about it. And at that time, I don't know. Do I keep it kid friendly on?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
At that time, we were young and dumb and rock star lifestyle. We were on some things,
Yeah.
and we decided let's just jam anyways. Like, whatever about the risk, let's jam. And so, we decided to jam, and Mike, our drummer at the time, set his flip phone up on the pool table. So like when you pull the video up, you'll notice there's felt, like the green felt on a pool table.
Mm.
It's his flip phone on the pool
I don't
table.
think I've ever felt that before.
Heyo.
Oh, nice.
Felt.
And the video is pointing right on us, and there's the basement window. You can see when it actually hits.
Okay, I haven't
There's a
seen that.
video of the lightning strike.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Isn't
that.
there? But didn't you do a video where you talk about your story and there's like music on it or something, or no?
No.
Oh, it's
not.
okay. I thought there was a video where you like talk about it, and that's what I was referencing. I didn't realize
No.
there was actual video.
There's
of
actual-
it happening.
Yeah. And
Damn.
when I recovered, well, I don't think I've ever fully recovered, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
But when
I mean, there's just static in the audio feed right now. Every time you talk.
when I recovered, I got the video from Mike and I put it up on YouTube more as a like archive. Like I didn't want to lose it. But you'll hear him yelling. So my nickname is Jut. I've been called Jut all my life. You'll hear him yelling, Jut, Jut, right? You can hear everything, and you'll hear them when I actually like come back to. I start trying to talk to him about what happened, and
It's crazy.
it's wild. It's weird to have a video of watch and be able to watch yourself die for a short moment.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then, man, can I go on this?
Yeah.
It was really weird because shortly after it happened, I mean, not really shortly, but just saying like months after, when I was able to kind of jam again and move and everything, we ended up having like a downfall, and we all, the three of us kind of split off. And so I haven't talked to Nick since then. He's always been kind of like wanting to go off the grid and, no phone, no nothing. I'm happy for him. He's accomplished it. But Mike, we didn't talk for almost 14 years.
Oh, wow.
And it was like literally, I mean, a short while after that happened because we all had an argument. And through the book, I wanted everything in the book to be as accurate as I possibly could with the memory I have. And it really helped writing it because I ended up calling everyone. And I called Mike up and I said, you know, hey, I'm sorry for whatever I did. And we made amends. And we actually met up and had dinner here in Tennessee, which is crazy because he's from Ohio. But he ended up meeting me and my wife, and I met him and his girl at an O'Charlie's.
Oh, Charlie.
Yeah.
Nothing like some O'Charlie's
Yeah,
rolls.
and shout out O'Charlie's.
O'Charlie's.
But he was sitting there, and I was trying to ask him about like, what's your memory on it? And I think, you know, obviously that is so traumatic. I think he's just filtered it out
Yeah.
because he would joke with me. He was like, dude, you know, felt your artery and there was no pulse, so I just gave you a wet willy and you just jumped back up. And I was like, dude, that's not what happened. That is not what happened. Like, you know, but he won't. God bless his heart, he won't talk about it. And I mean, I don't know how I would react, but I thought it was interesting because we're sitting there eating, and at one moment he just was staring at me. He's just like that, you know, just looking at me. And I was like, you all right? Like, what's going on? He goes, it's weird to be sitting across somebody that I know died and I'm eating with them now. And I was like, oh, like gave me some chills, you know? And so,
I hope he paid the bill. I mean, you got to pay the bill if you're eating with a dead man.
they said, your money no good here.
Hey, you can do that, boys.
Yeah,
we
can't
cannot.
do that, boys. So go ahead and let's record a few so we can have them ready for the podcast.
Your money no good here.
There's the soundbite. Do you feel like writing the book helped you like process some of that?
Yes, and it helped me. It really helped me get closer with my family and friends, and it took me 3 years or so to write it. It was really tough because there's a lot of things I went through that were really hard to face.
Yeah.
And, you know, I would shut the laptop crying, you know, and then postpone it and then get back to it. But all in all, I'm really, really happy that it's finished. And I guess while we're here and doing something publicly, I will say thank you to Clay. Clay is, you know, I've had a lot of people that have always asked me to write a book, and I tried writing a book twice before this one, and I had a good amount written, but it's like rap beats that I make. I'm such a perfectionist. Dude, if you could find the hard drive on my old computer, there's thousands of beats.
Yeah.
I have thousands of beats I never release because I worry too much. And
5 beats a day for 3 summers. You try and make 5 beats a day
dude,
for
that's
3
tough.
summers.
You did that?
That's Kanye West.
Oh, I was like, dang, you
he
did that?
has
That's
he
cool.
has a rap
Yeah.
line where he says that.
Yeah. Well, I ended up having this brachial plexopathy on my right arm. I lost almost all the function of my right arm for regaining it during that, but like 5 months. And Clay had picked me up from Dr. Lars Gunner's office at Connection Chiropractic. Phenomenal place also. Thank you to everybody there. But as he was taking me back to the house, he was like, he goes, you're always, he was like asking me how I'm doing. I'm just smiling. I'm like, dude, I'm in like throw up pain and wanting to like shit myself. I'm like, like, dude, and he's like, he literally looks at me and was like, Jut, tell me how you're really feeling. He was like, you're always just so positive, even when you're in this level of pain. And so I feel like that's when we like bonded a little deeper, because he just was like, hey, stop being so stop being so happy and goofy. Like, you're in extreme pain right now. What's really going on? And that's when he brought up like, dude, you really should write a book. And it really resonated during that recovery. Like, I was like, I'm gonna take this on, you know? And so, sorry to re-loop it back to the whole question. My short-term goals now are getting that book out. I'm really excited about that. I want to be a bestseller. Like, I'm not even from New York, but if I could be a New York Times bestseller,
you got the hat for it, sure.
I have no clue what it means, but I'm going to be that. Yeah. And I've only been to New York once, but I want to do that. And I also, I want to make an album that is, I want to make an album for myself dedicated. It's not going to be like, hey, this is Christian rap. Like, I just saying out of respect, I don't believe in like religious titles. And I'm not trying to push anything on here, just saying for my own self. I don't believe in religious titles. I believe in God, especially after dying. I don't believe in, I'm not a Christian like rapper, you know, that type of like label. I want to make an album where I am myself and it's dedicated to God. It'll literally be, for me, I feel like one of the first times where I am writing music without the intention of, oh, I've got to play this in front of X amount, or I've got to do a lead guitar solo that blows everybody away. It's more like, it's kind of like how I approached my book at the start. Was like, I've always approached everything with the feeling of like, man, I've got to make money and survive. Mm-hmm. But the book was more about, I'm doing this because I want to do this, and I'm going to enjoy putting it out. Now, obviously, after 3 years of working on it, I do want to make some money off of it because of the labor I put in. Yeah. But that was not the starting intention at all. And so it's going to be the same kind of outlook for this album. I just want to do it to say I did it, and also to honor God. And that feels so like, especially as, you know, a 37-year-old adult, that feels so freeing to me. Like, rather than feeling like, oh, I've got to do it because Chris and Justin are listening. You know, I mean,
it's pretty important though.
Yeah, we are listening.
Yeah.
So just consider it.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, that's real art, right? Doing it for yourself. And then, yeah, of course, if you can find a market for it and make money from it, that's awesome. But if you go into it with those intentions, that's going to give you usually the best result.
Yeah, that's the next thing. So.
Sweet. Well, keep us updated on both those things, book and music. I would love to make music with you sometime. Yes. I'm sure Chris would too.
Let's get it.
I'm finally getting back into doing stuff, so
I'll try.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
I've been holding these two in the pipe. First, I just want to say, to put myself in your shoes, if I got electrocuted, I'd be shocked. And then the second one was, did your wife ever tell you put the cute in electrocution?
All right.
She has never told me.
Well, she can have that line.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate you, dude. It's been awesome to get to know you and become friends with you
romantically, and
and
Platonically, of
it's gonna
course.
be my inspiration for heated rivalries in the gi.
What? I don't even know what that is.
It's the big gay hockey show that's
Okay,
out.
we
You know,
don't-
all the girls
we
are
don't
loving
cover
it.
that topic.
Hockey? All right. See you later.
Rolling late on a stormy night. Mat was slick, sky cracked white. Purple to brown, now black tied tight.